I used to spend hours every day just consuming content, scrolling, watching, switching between apps. And at the end of the day, I felt like I had done something. But in reality, nothing had actually changed. And if you are doing the same thing, then you already know how frustrating it actually feels. You open your phone just for few minutes and somehow it turns into 1 hour. You keep telling yourself that you will start something important after this, but that moment keeps getting delayed again and again, and slowly this becomes your normal routine. I was actually stuck in this pattern for a long time, and the worst part is that I was already fully aware of it. I knew I was wasting time, I knew I should be doing something better, but still I kept going back to the same behavior. So I stopped asking how to be more disciplined and started asking a different question to myself. Why actually does my brain choose consumption easily but resist creation? And the answer is actually very simple. Consumption is easy, but creation is uncomfortable. When you consume content, you don't have to think deeply, you don't have to struggle, and you don't have to risk failure. Everything is already prepared for you. But when you try to create something, your brain faces resistance. You have to think, you have to put effort, and most importantly, you have to face the possibility that what you create might not be good, right? So naturally your brain moves toward what feels easier, not just because you are lazy, but because your system is designed in such a way. I realized this very clearly one day. I had planned to work on something important, but instead I kept scrolling, and after some time I asked myself a simple question: if I already know this is a waste of time, why am I still doing it? And the answer was uncomfortable, because consuming required actually nothing from me, but creation or creating required effort, focus, and facing discomfort. That's when I understood one thing: I actually don't have a time problem, I have a comfort problem. So instead of trying to completely stop consumption, I changed the way I approached it. I made one rule for myself: before I consume anything, I must create something. It could be very small, it could be imperfect, but it had to be something. This actually changed because now my brain started associating action with reward. Instead of consuming first and delaying work, I reversed the order. Creation became the entry point, consumption became the reward. And after doing this, something interesting started happening. Once I started creating, even in small amounts, I did not feel the same urge to consume as much as before, because now my mind was engaged. It was thinking, solving, and expressing. Slowly, I stopped seeing myself as someone who just consumes content. I started seeing myself as someone who creates, and that identity made a big difference, because your action follows your identity. So if you are stuck in a constant consumption, don't try to remove it completely. That usually does not work. Instead, change the order: create first, then consume, even if it is something small, because the goal is not perfection, The goal is to shift your default behavior. Okay, because at the end of the day, your life does not change by what you watch, it changes by what you create. And once you understand that clearly, your priorities start changing automatically. Thanks for watching.